guys? I'm Wolfie, and Jed York has responded on Brock Purdy's contract situation. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, and then I'll give you my opinion on the situation. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. This is Jed York, owner of the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York is steering clear of the contract negotiations between the team and the quarterback Brock Purdy. Yeah, right. The goal is to secure a long-term extension that would make Purdy one of the NFL's highest-paid players. The challenge lies in determining fair compensation without compromising the 49ers' ability to build and maintain a competitive roster. At the NFL's annual meeting in Florida on Tuesday, York was asked if he considers Purdy a top 10 quarterback. I think he is. I think he's great, York responded, especially when you combine him with Kyle Shanahan and you combine him with what we have. He's a heck of a quarterback, and we want him to be here for a long, long time. He's saying he's great. He thinks he's a good player, thinks he's a top 10 quarterback. And combine him with Kyle Shanahan and really honest with CMC, Purdy, not Purdy, I guess Purdy too, because he's good, right? Ayuk, the wide receivers, Kittle, he's fantastic. He just needs a better offensive line. He could be a lot better. Anyway, I digress. York thinks he's great. And I think he's great too. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. And when you combine top 10 quarterback with Kyle Shanahan and with the weapons he has, he just needs better protection. He could easily play as a top 5 quarterback if he was just given that. I truly believe that. The 49ers have already made sacrifices to make that happen. Parting ways with several key players this offseason to free up future cash spending for Purdy's contract. That's false. Key players like Debo, liability. Jalen Moore was a backup swing tackle. Hufanga, after his injury in 2023, wasn't very great, and he's slow, and replaced him already with Mustafa. I'm sorry, you had that all-pro year, great. But after that 2022 season, Hufanga fell off a cliff. So the only person we really missed was Greenlaw. Sand face. When you sit down with your guys and figure out where you want to go, what do you want to build, and you want to make the decision that you want to pay a quarterback that has obviously been overpaid for his first 3 seasons in the NFL. When you make that change, you have to make sacrifices somewhere. He's not wrong. He's really honestly not wrong. He's going to get paid a certain amount of money up front, and you're going to have to let go of certain players, but you have to be strategic about it. And I think they were very strategic about it, and I think they got rid of the right players, in my opinion. It's a decision that we made collectively, and we're hoping that we made somebody the highest paid player in the NFL history of our franchise. And that was a decision that we made probably in the middle of the season. So they have decided that they are accepting the fact that they're going to have to pay this guy a shit ton of money. They've accepted, this is Jed York's words, literally saying, and we're hoping that we make somebody the highest paid player in the history of our franchise. And that was a decision that we made probably in the middle of the season. They knew this was going to happen. They knew that they're going to have to pay him a lot of money, and they're ready to do it. So it sounds to me that Jed York thinks he's a top 10 quarterback, even better with Kyle Shanahan, even better with the things they're able to put around him. So that's great news. They know what they have to do. They're not going to be fiddling around and pretending like Brock Purdy's not this top 10 quarterback. I absolutely love that. Love that. York is optimistic about how negotiations have progressed so far. I have every hope and every expectation that Brock is going to be a 49er for a long, long time. Long time. Same here, man. Same here as a 49ers fan. The 49ers hope negotiations with Purdy don't stall as they have in previous years, creating significant offseason drama. Please, God, no. I hope it doesn't happen. That would not be ideal for a team looking to bounce back from a disappointing 6-11 season that was just littered with injury, bad luck, left and right, dude. The amount of, games we lost because of, one play is ridiculous. I digress once again. The 49ers are eager to avoid drawn-out negotiations that would create offseason drama, something they've dealt with in the past. However, York acknowledged that these situations don't always go as planned. A player will sign when they feel the ideal is fair, while the team must also ensure that the contract aligns with its long-term salary cap and roster building strategy. Of course, that's every negotiations. You've got to think of the future and stuff like that. That's just normal stuff. I don't negotiate contracts, but any conversations that I've had with Brock personally have been great. So I feel good, and when he's ready, we'll sit down and finish it. It shouldn't be that hard to do. This sounds like it's also Brock being like, I'm going to take time away from the team, and I'll come back when I'm ready to sign and stuff like that. I think because Brock he's done a couple podcasts here and there, it sounds to me that there's good conversations, and then when they come together truly, it's going to get done. I mean, from Jed York, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, when it comes to a previous negotiations, man, it's always been like, I don't know, or yeah, it's rough. Well, these negotiations here sound like everything's going absolutely great. Sounds like everything here is going fantastic. Now, of course, Jed York can't make any promises. You cannot do that in negotiations in general. No team should. You cannot do that. It's called negotiations. So I'm glad he's not doing that, but he's also embracing, telling you, hey, we believe in him. We know what he is, and we are prepared to pay him a lot of money. They know that. So it's not like they're beating around the bush and pretending like, oh, he's just a $45 million quarterback, and we're going to lowball him and just really stress this out, like the Ayuk situation, etc. No, this sounds like this is a great situation happening with the 49ers. And to say I don't negotiate contracts, I don't entirely believe that, just because he's had a meeting with Brock Purdy's agent already. Jed York is telling the front office of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, hey, sign this guy. You know, we believe in this guy. And they're collectively meeting together saying, hey, this is our guy. You're part of the negotiation. You're the ones pulling the string saying, hey, sign him. Get him the money. Do what we can do. It does sound to me that that Brock Purdy is in no rush, right? And it sounds like front office is in no rush while they're saying, hey, conversations are going great. We're very optimistic about this happening. We think it's going to get signed. We believe it's going to get done. So it sounds to me that they have precedents set and that they're really close to a deal, but they're just not going to be like, hey, let's get that deal signed right now. We're comfortable of it happening later on, which has been reported that the deal should get done somewhere between mandatory minicamp and somewhere late May. Because last mandatory minicamp started June 4th and June 6th. This minicamp, we don't know when the dates are, but it's going to be somewhere early June for sure. Kawakami, who's a 49ers insider, has said the deal might not get done until late May, which plays into what Brock Purdy wants, which is getting a deal done before mandatory minicamp when he has to be there. So this all kind of tracks. Everything's tracked. Brock Purdy's camp does not sound like everything's going bad there. His agent hasn't put anything weird out or anything. The front office has been just absolutely ecstatic, has been just very optimistic, very happy with the situation, saying contract negotiations are great and great. We love the vibes between each other. Unless something crazy happens. And I mean, like, Brock Purdy's like, you know what? I don't want $55 million. I don't want that. I want more. I want 60, 65 million. You've been disrespectful, which they haven't. Something crazy I feel like would have to happen for it to not to happen. The vibes are just way too real between the 49ers front office and Brock Purdy. I mean, if you're calling your quarterback a top 10 quarterback in this league, he's going to get paid $55 million. And currently the front office saying, hey, we know that we have to make sacrifices, and you make sacrifices for a player like this. I'm convinced it's not an Ayuk thing where they're like, hey, we think you're this, 26 million, not 30, whatever. Nothing like that. It seems very upfront that, hey, we believe in Brock Purdy, and it's going to get done. So 49ers fans, don't stress. This isn't a negotiations of like Ayuk's or Debo's or anything like that. This is very good. This is very good news. This is the best thing your owner could say for your team. All these words they said, all the things he put out there are literally great things. So be happy. Just be a little bit more patient. The deadline would be May before mandatory minicamp when Brock wants to be there. John Lynch has already said that's not too optimistic, meaning, and that's not crazy. We could get done by then. And it's not the other way around when other people are pushing it where it's like, oh, John Lynch is not optimistic this will get done. No, he's literally saying that's not too optimistic to what Brock Purdy said about a deal getting done before mandatory minicamp. That's not too optimistic. That's like saying, that's not too crazy. It's like that. And people are twisting his words. I don't think it's fair. But it sounds to me everything's going great. Jed York, I love what Jed York said. But to say you're not part of the negotiations is ridiculous. You're part of the negotiations. You've talked to the agent. You're in the room with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan saying, hey, let's sign this guy. We know what we have to do. Make some sacrifices. You're part of the negotiations. Okay. Don't try to act like you're not part of all this crap. Okay. All right. Your hands are dirty. Deal with it. Thank you guys for so much for watching this. If you agree, if you disagree, put in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinions. This is something I love to do. So if you love the 49ers or if you like NFL, because I do NFL shorts, which I make content on NFL stuff happening around the league through shorts mainly. I do mock drafts of the 49ers. I am going to do a mock draft, a 32-team mock draft today. So be sure to hit the sub button. Be sure to like this video because every single like makes my 49ers heart grow from here here. Thank you, Wolfpack. Thank you, fam. I'll see you next video. Bang, bang, not a gang.